Getting here in all that rain. We were concerned about that. We live right behind here and I didn't think we were gonna make it across the alley. But welcome. We're gonna start out with our Pledge of Allegiance. And then invocation. Pledge allegiance to the flag. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father God, we just pause to ask for your support, Lord, in helping us to move through this meeting with all of the decorum and understanding of where we're going and why we're going there. We know that you can do that. We want to take very good care of our first responders and all of our citizens in the town. Keep them healthy, wealthy, and wise. In Jesus' name we pray. Okay. Roll call.
Mayor Madrid,
Present.
Vice Mayor Gonzalez,
Present.
Councilmember Medina,
Present.
Councilmember Moat,
Here.
Councilmember Ryman,
Here.
Councilmember Sosh,
Present.
and Councilmember Stewart.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. Item 4, consent agenda. All items listed below are considered consent calendar items that may be approved by a single motion unless removed at the request of a council member for further discussion. Other items on the agenda may be added to the consent calendar and approved under a single motion. Item 4A, consideration of possible action to approve the council minutes of June 15, 2028, special meeting, and June 22, 2026, regular meeting. Item 4B, consideration of possible action to approve the town of Miami payroll June 21st, 2026, in the amount of $110,623.37.
Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve consent agenda items 4A and 4B as stated.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Sash made a motion to action to approve. Councilman Stewart seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay. The ayes have it. Item 5, committee reports and general demand. 5A, consideration of possible action to approve the general demand for June 12, 2026 through July the 2nd, 2026, the amount of $464,676.23.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve committee reports and general demands 5A as stated.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Sash made a motion to approve. Councilman Stewart seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Mayor, Council, I'm sorry. I wanted to make a clarification. Moving forward, from now on, all the possible action on the general demands is going to be higher due to the invoices from Wilson and Tiffany and other reimbursement is going to be happening from now on.
Yeah, no, we understood that. We do it's good adjustment. Thank you. All right, reports or recognitions. 6A, town manager report.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council, and public present here. Regarding to the Passage project, we got delayed sending the letters due to some legal obligation that we have with NRCS CWP. We have some landowners that was refusing to approve the right of entry in order to perform our project necessities on the Adonis area. In addition, we're working with DEMA for the report on the expenses on September 2025 disaster. We have to report those information back to last Friday. That's the reason we got the delay, and we're going to be putting all the effort to have those letters this week out for all the applicants. On the HVAC project, Interstate Mechanic is going to be mobilizing on Thursday the 16th to start the project on the ductwork and removing the 2.5 tons unit to replace it for the new one. The phase 2, we received some quotes. We are in evaluation to prepare the purchase order. That's what we have right now. The town of Miami is applying for 2 grants, one in recreation and another one to renovate the technology of the council chamber. That's important, that we have some issues with the microphones, and we want to increase the quality of the monitors, website, and everything for the community. The economic developer director and assistant town manager received 5 applications, currently in review right now this week. Town of Miami and CPLC are in a conversation for the street renovation project around the Inspiration apartment. We received the quotes and we're waiting for the response from CPLC. And if they're going to be presenting the funding in conjunction with the town of Miami. Community roads, we're going to be starting on July the 31st. Every Friday, the public work director and the staff is going to be working on different roads, potholes, and all those elements for the community. We're going to start for the easy ones in order to start going to the difficult ones. And we send a list of the roads for the CBDG project and parking. They're going to be starting in August 2026 late. Thank you.
B, start that out. We've got to celebrate and thank all of the people that were part of our July 4th celebration. We really appreciate it. It went off really well. That's what we're all about, right? Working together. Item 2, Miami received a blight grant for 1.5 to $2 million, somewhere in there. I notified our chairman of the advisory committee. Our blight program will include both residential and commercial. Last time I was in the meeting, I think that's the proper way to go. Working to keep concurrently. Unless it changed. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I had to share with you guys tonight. I've got some more to talk about as we move forward. So I'll turn it over to Councilman Medina.
Thank you, Mayor. Can you hear me all right? 3 lights on. Testing. Can you guys hear me? No. Yes, no. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Since the speaker for the community does not want to hear my councilman's report aloud, I will refrain from reading my report. A member of the council should have a copy of this report, so I won't have to report it. I was doing it as a gesture, trying to be polite. Backfired. That said, I remind the council that this is a Town of Miami Council meeting, open to the public to see, what's going on here on the dais, according to the open meeting law. Another way of looking at the situation is, this is not a public meeting. We're not interacting with the public. We're having a meeting here, just a council. Definition of a dais. A council chamber dais is an elevated platform and custom desk assembly where elected officials, board members, or judges sit during formal public meetings and hearings. It serves to establish decorum, organize sight lines, and provide a clear visual distinction between officials, staff, and the public, and the attending public. And I added also that we had to have staff for a Major General David P. Redizek. I hope I pronounced that name properly. He passed away last week, and you might have noticed that the flags are still down at half-staff, and that's for our wonderful Senator Lindsey Graham that passed away just Saturday, I believe. With that said, I'm done. Thank you.
We'll move on to item 3 with Councilman Moat.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Tim Humphrey. He's chairman now. How do you feel about that? Good?
Good for the third time.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say the 4th of July went off without a hitch. We threw $500 worth of coins in the swimming pool. The kids loved it. There was 4 little boys sitting out on the tennis court. They were coming in, but they didn't have any money. So they wanted to know if the lifeguards, they could pay them back if they just went in and collected all the coins. And I said, nah, you guys come on in, I'll pay your way. $2 each. But I got to know them guys, and they got quite a bit of money. One kid, he was buying a new basketball. The other kid's buying a skateboard. His skateboard broke in half down on the little skate park we have down there. He was grinding it on that rail, and it just broke in half. So he was excited about that. And one other kid, he was saving up to buy a bike. So just wanted to thank David Stanley for the generous donation he gave to the youth here down in Miami. It was a great gesture by him. When I took that tour, I got to know him, but I didn't recognize him here in the meeting that day because he looked different without his hard hat and safety glasses. But he came through, and we threw all the money in the pool. I had Trey verify that all the money was there, $500 in coins. He's the manager of the swimming pool. So there was no doubt that it all went into the pool, and they loved it. $300 in quarters, $100 in dimes, 60, 40 in nickels and pennies. Lots of coins. But it is a 4th of July tradition to do that. I remember my kids used to do it when we had the pool open when they were younger. We went 7 years without a swimming pool here in Miami. And we got Alexis here and took care of it the first year. Last year we had 32 kids. This year we had like 45. The moms helped out a lot getting the money out of the pool with the younger kids. We had the 8 and younger go in first with their moms, and then the 10-year-olds went in to clean that up. And then it was a free-for-all after that. Everybody went in. But it was a great 4th of July, lots of fireworks and a lots of fun. That's about it.
Councilman Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming. I will not be able to attend the next council meeting on the 27th due to a family commitment. And I know at that particular meeting, there will be a work session on the call to the public. So I'd like to take this opportunity to share with you my views, opinions on the call to the public. Town council meetings are one of the most direct ways residents can observe, question, and participate in local government. For the town of Miami, Arizona, the call to the public portion of a meeting is especially important because it gives constituents a visible and viable way to raise concerns, offer ideas, and bring local issues to the attention of elected officials. When the process is simple, welcoming, and easy to understand, it strengthens public trust. When it is complicated by unnecessary forms, sign-up requirements, or procedural barriers, it can create the opposite impression that public comment is being managed, discouraged, or filtered before residents are allowed to speak. I strongly recommend preserving a straightforward call to the public process at Town of Miami Town Council meetings and avoiding forms or requirements that are not clearly necessary for orderly meeting administration. Reasonable time limits and basic decorum rules can protect the meeting process without making residents feel that they must apply for permission to address their own local government. A call to the public serves several civic purposes. It gives residents a regular, predictable opportunity to speak directly to council. It allows elected officials to hear concerns that may not be yet reflected on a formal agenda. It also signals that the council recognizes constituents not merely as observers, but as participants in local governance. Arizona's open meeting framework emphasizes open public meetings, public attendance, and transparency in local decision-making. The Arizona Attorney General has recognized that a properly conducted open call to the public does not violate open meeting law, while also noting that public bodies may use reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions. That balance is important. The council may keep meetings orderly without making participation unnecessarily difficult. Requiring residents to complete forms before speaking may appear administrative, but the public can reasonably experience it as a barrier. Many people attend a council meeting because they have an urgent concern, limited time, or little familiarity with government procedure. A form can make that process feel formal, intimidating, or discretionary, especially if residents are unsure whether the form is required, how it will be used, whether failing to complete it correctly could prevent them from speaking. The most serious concern is the impression such forms create. Even when a form is intended only to help identify speakers and organize comments, it can give constituents, you folks, the impression that the council does not truly welcome public input. Local government depends heavily on trust, and small procedural choices can send a powerful message. A resident who sees paperwork between themselves and the microphone may conclude that speaking is discouraged rather than encouraged. And there are risks of overcomplicating the public comment. 1, reduced participation. Some residents may decide not to speak if they believe the process is too formal, confusing, or restrictive. Perceived gatekeeping. Forms may appear to give staff or officials control on who is allowed to address the council, even if that's not the intent. equity concerns. Residents with limited literacy, language barriers, disabilities, or unfamiliarity with public procedures may be disproportionately discouraged. The loss of the public trust. A complicated process could reinforce the belief that decisions are made without meaningful public input. Administrative distraction. Staff time spent managing forms could be better used maintaining order, recording speaker names as given, and supporting the meeting. But there are reasonable alternatives. The council can maintain an orderly meeting without relying on burdensome speaker forms. A simple approach is to invite speakers to come forward, state their name for the record if they wish to provide it, and observe a clear time limit. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? The presiding officer can explain that the council may listen, may ask staff to review a matter, or may place an item on a future agenda, but generally cannot take action on matters that are not listed on the agenda. If the town believes advanced organization is useful, maybe there's a voluntary sign-in sheet preferred to a required form. It should be clearly described as optional or administrative only, and it should not be presented as a condition of speaking unless there is a clear or legal or procedural basis for doing so. So my recommendations, keep the call to the public simple. Allow residents to speak without requiring complicated paperwork. Use clear verbal instructions at each meeting. Briefly explain the time limit, the decorum expectations, and the limits on council response to non-agenda items. Prioritize accessibility. Make the process easy for residents of different ages, abilities, literacy levels, and levels of experience with local government. And record speaker information respectfully. If names are needed for minutes, ask speakers to provide them voluntarily and in a manner that does not intimidate or discourage participation. Reinforce the town's commitment to transparency. Publicly state that residents are welcome to address the council and that public input is valued. Conclusion? The call to the public is more than a meeting agenda item. It is a visible measure of whether residents feel heard by their local government. In a town like Miami, Arizona, where local decisions affect daily life, residents should not feel that they must navigate unnecessary paperwork before speaking to their elected officials. The better policy is to keep the process open, simple, respectful, and orderly. Doing so protects the integrity of the meeting while affirming that constituents have a meaningful opportunity to address the town council in public. Thank you.
I second that. Been doing your homework. All right.
I got a comment. I think they want to keep me out too. Can you hear me? I just want to thank the county, and it just so happens to be Supervisor Humphrey is here, that a chairman is present, and I just want to thank chairman because during the summer they gave us actually our summer work youth program, which we had some students, young students in the Below Miami area that participated in the program. And I just wanted, because of that, it's a great opportunity for them to learn a skill. And I just want to give kudos to our Public Works Department because last Tuesday, they had a couple of our students or the workers, the youth, on back of the garbage truck. And I noticed that they took pride. They took pride in making sure the garbage was all out of the dispenser, and they actually put the lid and stuff back on top of the garbage cans. And I think that's what we need, for our youth to understand how important these small details are for our community members, that, you know, they're appreciated for the work that they did. So I just want to acknowledge that whoever trained the public works, the youth, that they did a good job presenting them and showing them the importance of courtesy to our community members. So I just want to, like I said, give kudos to Public Works, and hopefully we can continue that type of work with them and our youth. Thank you, Chairman, for allowing that another year for them to participate and learn skills in our town.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
All right, item 7, call to the public pursuant to Arizona Revised Statutes 38-431.01. At this time, members of the public may address the town council on any issue within the council's jurisdiction that is not on the agenda. There's a 3-minute limit per speaker, for each speaker. The council's response is limited to responding to criticism, asking staff to review a matter commented on, or asking that a matter be put on future agenda. Council members are not permitted to discuss or take legal action on a matter raised during the call to public. Anybody out there?
Good afternoon, council members and mayor. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to the council. I come with this is an article that was in the June 24th edition of the Arizona Silver Belt. It would address state funding packages that deliver $10 million for local flood mitigation. And this is written by Trinity Murchie, who does a great job, I think. For the office sergeant, I say my name is Joe Sanchez, and I'm at 354 South Adonis. For the first time in town history, Miami has used lobbyists to help secure state funding, and the effort has already proven useful. And this brought back a lot of memories. As most of you know, I served as mayor of this council. I also served on the board of supervisors and many other. Some of the ones that I'm favorite, and some of my favorite ones were serving years and years as president of Little League. Sam knows how that goes, and so do other members of the. Dan knows how that too, and it's important, those programs. But going on with this, and it brought back memories of how we used to be able to do things, and I'm not only in this newspaper, but at the county level, I know this is happening. A lot of credit is given to town manager Alexis Rivera, and he met with Jimena Public Affairs through an old friend. And after learning of the strong reputation of the businesses, they saw an opportunity to bring even more funding to the town through services. And this was all on a handshake initially, a handshake. And by the time they were through with this, the county, I believe, had received $5 million, the town of Miami, $2.5 million, and the city of Globe also received $2.5 million. And that amount covers portion of the match Miami must contribute in order to continue using the funding for flood mitigation. Now then, I also want to talk about the Inspiration Apartment program. If you haven't been by, that school brought back, I was a graduate of that school in 1950, and they have done a wonderful job. And the best part of it, they're starting to accept applications for residents to move in there. And then other plus, on the other side where the Keegan entrance is, there's 3 homes that have been remodeled there. And a lot of work has been done to clean up that corner. And they use basically the same paint and surface that they used on the school. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Don Rigdon, 407 West Orphan Street, Miami, Arizona. I just wanted to say, tonight was a nice little rain, it was miserable rain. Looking for an address today, I got lost. So, I came down to Park Off Inspiration. And about 10 minutes after the rain, I went out and looked at the ditch. What a great job you guys are doing. Fantastic. I mean, I've never seen it that wide. We got the forest out of there. The water was running swiftly. It looked good. But I want to say kudos to you guys and your crew. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
No.
No.
My name is Carol Berger. I live at 525 West Sullivan Street in beautiful historic downtown. I'm not going to, I did not bring the letter with me. I'm not going to try to read it to you because I know that I would vastly exceed my 3-minute time limit. But my husband and I did write a letter to each council member regarding the issue we had with the June 27th event in part that he did not know about, and the street closure on Inspiration Avenue that we also did not know about. The event and our auction started at the exact same time, on the exact same day. And we did write a letter to the council members about it, and we're looking forward to the response. Like I said, I'm not going to stand here immediately. I also wanted to thank our town manager, Alexis Rivera, because when we contacted him about the issues we were having that day, he made every effort to help us. And we appreciate it very, very much, all the way. This last weekend was another auction, and we had an issue ourselves that we could have had to cancel our auction because of this last minute issue that we had. And both Alexis and Miami Police Department helped us with that, and we very, very much appreciate their efforts. I'd like to remind the council, I know a couple of you at least are business owners, but I'd like to remind the mayor and council, as well as everyone in this room, that business owners, many of us here in my area, are also residents. Okay? So when we are helping business owners, often we are also helping our fellow residents. Those of us who live here and have a business here pay double the taxes. We pay our own personal taxes and we pay our business taxes. And hopefully, they can really.
Good. Anybody else? Come on up.
Good evening, Mayor, and everybody here today. My name is Beatriz. I am the mother of Ian Quintana. 6 months ago, my family life changed forever. When my 50-year-old son, Julian, was taken from us. No parent should ever, have to bury their child. No family should have to experience that kind of pain that forever changed. But instead of allowing tragedy to be the end of Julian's story, we choose to turn pain into purpose of creating Julian's Peace Project. And I'm here today to share an update on our very first community event. Thanks to the generosity of local business, volunteers, donors, and community members, we were able to provide school supplies to local children bring families together and remind our youth that they are seen, valued, and supported. The event was more than just giving away supplies. We created hope, encourage kindness, and show what our community can accomplish when we come together for our common purpose. Seeing children live with smiles, families supporting one another, our neighbors coming together in Julian's memory remind us that even in the darkest moments, good can still grow. This is only the beginning. Our future plans include expanding our back-to-school supplies drives, creating scholarship opportunities for local students, organizing additional community events that promote kindness and unity, and educating young people about the lifelong consequences of violence and importance of making positive choices. Our goal is to continue building a legacy that honors my son Julian while making a lasting difference in the lives of others. We cannot bring Julian back, but we can make sure his life continues to inspire compassion, service, and hope to the community. I want to thank everyone that supported me and my family and Julian's peace project so far. Your kindness has made this possible, and we look forward to continue to work alongside our community and the town of Miami to help children and families for many years to come. Thank you for allowing me to share this update. Thank you for believing that even after unimaginable loss, something beautiful can grow. Julian life matters. His legacy lives through every act of kindness, every child we help, and every life we touch. Thank you, and God bless our community.
Thank you. Mayor and council members, I wanted to let everybody know that our town, our manager, Michael Driscoll, and Josh, Deputy County Manager Aspect, reached out to Lori Urban's office, USDA, and they're also, what they're doing is she sent some packets, and so we have packets available for flood victim, for low-income loans, and also if you're over 62, it can be in a grant form. Those forms are available at the health department, well, not the health department, but the health department building, the old Central Heights School, where county offices are. If you walk in the front doors, to the left is health department, to the right is community service. Those packets are at community service, and then you can get them and fill them out. I do believe, and the place hasn't been set yet, but they have to be turned in by July 21st. And there will be people from USDA to help people with their packets, information, help them be sure that they have the information and things. I do believe Lori Mills from Eli Crane's office will be there. And so we're not in conjunction with the Salvation Army United Funds, not in competition with them. It's just they reached out to the feds, and this is what we were able to reach just as another choice for individuals. It's not commercial, and I know that we have a lot of commercial people needing help as well, but I haven't found an avenue for that as of yet. But this is just another opportunity, and the packets have to be back by 21st. And thank you for the kudos on the youth. Great program. We started it out with constituent funds, sponsoring kids to work in different areas. And now it's up over 100 youths working. And to take one step further that you might think about is I had a discussion with Manager O'Driscoll the other day. Some of these kids are turning 18 and they're going back to high school. They've worked for the county or town of Miami for a couple years in a row. They're interested young men, and maybe they're not going to college or things. So what I talked to Mr. Driscoll about is, okay, they're going to go back to high school and maybe work, take 4 or 5 classes, but still got the afternoon. How about a part-time program for these? Because some of these kids really excel. And one kid worked in a mechanic shop, and he just loves it. And so, you know, I talked to Michael Driscoll, well, why can't, he's turning 18 in just a short time, and then he'll go back to high school, and then he'll go to Flippin' Burgers or Taco Bell or wherever. But why can't we work together to maybe get part-time jobs for some of these kids so we can grow our own? And then they're 18, and maybe they'll want to come to us full-time. So just wanted to let you know, that's something that we're working with, that we may be able to work it out. And you too, so some of these youth don't leave us or go somewhere else. Maybe we can home grow somewhere else. But thank you for the strategy.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Anybody else out there? Okay. We'll move on. Item 8 is unfinished business. We're gonna try to stop the 8A and let the 9B come on up. They need to beat the weather, so we're gonna give them a chance to do that.
Motion and a vote. Switch the agenda items.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to, do we have to make a motion on this?
I didn't think so.
To switch the agenda.
Information and discussion. 9B? Yeah, there's no vote. It's presentation.
We don't need it.
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Brian Shaw. I'm with Wilson and Company. I reside at 923 East Crystal Way, Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members for opportunity to sit here and address you today. Give you a little update. I believe also Patrick Wolf, also with Wilson and Company. He's online right now. First, I just want to say again, thank you. So these projects, this is an emergency watershed protection grant project, and they are fast moving. They're complicated. There's a lot of moving parts, and from my perspective, it's been a great team. So with the town doing all they can do, Tiffany the contractor, I think it's going well. The other thing I want to say is when I think about this project, one word comes to mind, and that's capacity. So we are removing sediment from the wash for more capacity to convey more flood flows. We hopefully want to add some flood walls along there, again, for capacity, convey more flow. We want to clean out sediment in existing facilities, existing basins. Why? So there's capacity to trap more sediment coming down off the mountains. We're hoping to construct an embankment on Smelter Canyon Wash. Why? So we can have some capacity to capture more sediment. So this project is all about sediment. It's all about maintenance. It's all about mitigating flood risk. With that, Patrick online can go over some of the details of where we're at right now with the project, what we've recently done, where we're at now, and what we hope to be doing here in the future.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. I'm unable to share my screen. It says it's disabled. So I have the next area that's going to be under construction that I could show you. But as of right now, we're cleaning up the sediments in Bloody Tanks Wash. And I think that'll be finished at the end of the week here. But Mike from Tiffany Construction can verify that. And once that's done, we're moving to the Latham area. Here, let me share my screen. I can show you those plans now. And I'm sure you're all kind of familiar with upstream on Latham, where there's a wall that was put into the wash. We don't know. We suspect it was just local residents that built that wall. It was designed basically to kind of slow the fast-moving runoff from the mountains down and direct it around the wall and to drop sediments upstream of the wall. what has happened over the years is those sediments have dropped off, and now the wash invert is the top of the wall, so the wall essentially acts like a drop structure. So we're going to go in, I assume you guys can see this, my screen, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so the first thing we got to do is build this access road, which is already kind of there up to the high point. Then we got to construct it so you can get to the bottom of the wash. They're going to clean all this sediment, and if you've been in this area, you've seen there's a lot of sediment hills. After the floods, some Miami staff went up there and moved some of the sediments off the side so this area could flow. So there's just a huge amount of sediment in this area that we're going to remove. We're going to put in what we call Gabion baskets, which I could show you kind of how they look in profile. They're about 5 feet high, but they're really buried, 4 feet below the surface. And what it's designed is water comes down, lets the water through. Right where we start construction, about 50 feet downstream, and then another 100 feet downstream of that. We're going to put a new inlet structure within the wall. It's kind of a drop inlet, so that Miami knows when sediments reach the top of this drop inlet, it's time to get in there and clean sediments out. I think once this is constructed, the town of Miami needs to plan once a year, definitely getting in there and removing sediments. Because I just want to stress that if these things aren't maintained, they're going to fail. And the main issue is getting all the sediments out of these areas. So this is the next one that that's been designed. NRCS reviewed it. They liked it. We're going to submit the 100% plans tomorrow. They didn't have any comments on the 90%. And then we're looking at doing what we're going to call phase 2 in the bloody tanks. I walked it Friday with Tiffany Construction and with Alexis and Josh with the town and with my construction administration person. And we looked at some of the walls that are standing as they are today, and right now they seem, it's a little bit older concrete. It's a wall that's been there forever. It's most likely would fail during a large event. We're going to replace those. And there's a lot of other areas that just don't have walls, like by the pool area or by the Eagle, the VFW. Was it Knights of Columbus, where there's a guardrail. We're going to put in what we're calling K-rail, which is concrete. It's 32 inches high and it's waterproof and it's keyed into the bank. So we're going to be doing that all along that stretch of bloody tanks. And then we hope to jump on the Adonis Basin, which is an existing structure that over time the sediment pool upstream is filled 4 feet higher with sediments. And after the rain events in the fall, the top of the dam actually went down 1.5 feet. So there's a real concern there that we have to build that back up. Another thing that happened is it has an emergency spillway that had rock in it, and all that rock was washed away due to the high velocity. So we're going to put bigger rocks in there. With the idea that they'll stay intact, and then we're going to improve the wash downstream because it's eroding pretty severely in some areas, and that is a concern. And we're coordinating with BHP. They own a big parcel in Smelter Canyon, and we're working to put another embankment there, a brand new embankment, to help with a lot of sediments in that area. Upstream at Smelter Canyon is part of the burn scar, so there's still issues, from the telegraph fire with higher flows coming in, and this will help collect a lot of that sediment and fire debris, and reduce flows downstream. We actually sent that model to the Corps of Engineers, and they ran some of their fire analysis on it as far as fire debris, and they agreed with us that that location is essential. So that's kind of where we're going on the next few projects. The Smelter Canyon is the area 4, and that was the last area that was included with the NRCS grant. The NRCS grant, as it is today, is 220 days, which means it's scheduled to end October 23rd. We will most likely file for an extension on that date. As we get closer to that date, the NRCS said we could apply for an extension, and hopefully that'll be granted so we can get all these items built within that time frame. So that is the update. If there's any questions, you can, I believe Mike Garrison is there and Brian, or I can answer them myself.
I want to know where we're at with the Schultz phase. Is there anybody doing any engineering on this?
That project on the Schultz is, due to the cost, it's $13 million. It was removed from the regional NRCS application. But now with the agreement that is going to be passed between the county, City of Cloud, Town of Miami, as soon as they approve that agreement, sponsored by Freeport, we're going to present those alternatives using Lucinda expertise in order to bring more grants. We anticipate that the next 3 years is going to be a lot of work in this region, protecting all the facilities and the land from the county, City of Globe and Town of Miami. But it's not in this NRCS due to the cost.
The cost was
13 million.
how much?
13 millions.
Yeah, that Schultz Ranch was a huge structure. It was very wide. It does provide exceptional benefits. And I'm willing to hope, there's another funding source or another grant that we can secure so we can get it. I think that is going to have the most benefit to the town, but it's going to be hard to, it's too expensive for the NRCS, so we're looking for another funding source, maybe FEMA, to see if we can get that design and constructed.
I think we all know that is the highest priority piece. And I understand why we weren't able to start there to move into Miami for the second phase. But I hate to see what we saw this last September coming down again because we didn't get to that point. We're taking a chance by saying we can get there 2 to 3 years. If there's a way to move that faster, move it forward faster, we need to jump on it. We have to help. We really gotta look at that, not just talk about it coming up in the future. It is a serious problem that we've got. And we take good control of it. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Mayor and Council. My name is Mike Garrison, General Superintendent of JP Construction. You'll recognize me by all the little minions and running up and down the ditch of harassing your poor community every day for quite some time now. I'm happy to report currently at this point, we have pulled over 9,000 cubic yards of material out into the channel. For everyone, that's 900 dump truck loads of material so far has come out of that. Proud to pronounce that we are 90% complete and at 35% of the budget. So we're really turning around some good times, good money. As I mentioned before, we will be looking to wrap this out at the end of the week and get this ready for you. Got a nice little flow today, see how everything's doing. Everything's working real nice. As Brian mentioned, capacity, we've got some opportunity as we've been in there working with Josh and utilities, and we're able to actually widened some areas that we didn't think we was going to be able to do, and we've had a very good push moving forward and had some opportunities to really increase some flow. So, thank you.
Thank you.
I got a question.
Sir,
Can you elaborate more on the phase 2 when that's gonna start?
phase 2 right now is in the design phase. Wilson Engineering at this point is pulling some stuff together. We went for a sidewalk on Friday, Josh, Alexis, myself, Patrick, and they're putting some stuff together. Brian, do you know where you're at?
So as Patrick mentioned, the Latham Basin has been 90% under design. It's been approved by NRCS already, setting in the final. That one should be good to go. The Adonis Basin, we're at 60% design, so we'll move into 90 here real soon, get that turned over to NRCS in the coming week or so. And then the phase 2, the barriers, we're working on that right now, so maybe.
Yeah,
Patrick-
I'd say we're maybe 30% on that. Having just walked it, we got a lot of work to do on that, but that means, probably we'll submit to NRCS here in 2 weeks, the 90%. I'll coordinate with the guys that are doing the design, but I think that seems reasonable.
Of course, the idea is to keep the train rolling, keep them moving, so have one project ready to go right after another project, which we're on track to do, I think.
Are you kind of spread out? Do you just have one crew working? Or you're working in 2 different areas here?
For me, I've got 2 crews working right now. So right now we're moving very efficiently at this point. So we've got plenty of manpower right now. I've got 25 bodies working out here in the channel at this time.
How soon will you get to Adonis?
Adonis is still in design. That is heading for 90%. We did get Latham. I turned the GMP in for Latham last Friday, looking for board approval and review on that. And then I should be seeing within a week, I should be turning around the GMP for Adonis. So we're looking to march into that. Currently, right now, I have 135 men working in the valley all total. We've been working 7/12, trying to take 1 day off every other week. So we've been very successful at moving ourselves through. I myself have 9 weeks with 2 days off, and we're just swinging it. So we're seeing the end of this. The guys are doing good. I do have more manpower if it pulls in a place that I need them that we can get our hands on. So we're tracking very well.
Somebody commented at the meeting that there's already a buildup of sediment up on Latham today from the rain.
I haven't got to, I'll go up and take a look. So,
A quick question, if I may. Where are all these 900 trucks full of dirt going?
they're going up to JV Trucking. He went up and, Mr. Stratton pulled a permit, and he has enough room to probably take 20 times that much. He did have an architect design it, and he does have a Gila County permit and has been approved by the NRCS. So he is able to take any and all materials that these projects are going to produce to that one location.
Thank you, that's fantastic.
You know, back in the day, they found gold nuggets in the bloody Thames Wash. That one
My
ship.
pockets are still empty, sir.
Well, if I may, my question is, for years, we had heartburn with Army Corps of Engineers because they wouldn't let us go in to clean up the mess. Are they giving you guys any kind of problem?
No, sir, they went in and they did a blanket permit for the entire valley, which covers Miami, Globe, and Gila County all together. So yeah, all that paperwork is in place. I know, at times that they have their rules to drop into, but they really stepped up to help all the community.
How about in the future, would we work with you guys or somebody to work with the Army Corps of Engineers, or could we work with them directly?
Yes, sir, you can work with them direct. What'll be part of what happens with this in Wilson, is once we come through here, we'll set you up a turnkey package that the community can start taking over, plan out your maintenance, dealing with all the permits, so that I'm only a temporary part of getting where you guys can control your own annual expenses. And that'll be all turned over. They got an O and E manual that they are putting together that'll give you the rules of engagement and the things that you need to do. Sir. Yes, sir.
Is there any chance you can provide some of these drawings for the council so that we can have hard copies?
Yeah, that won't be a problem. We'll send some notes.
I guess Alexis had them and told me that.
Just Spencer to print it.
We got it. Thank you.
But
Patrick, I don't know if this applies to you or Brian or maybe our town manager, but, Lake Hinton, project. You did mention that there's going to be an access road that you're gonna have to create to go ahead and fix that, that temporary, whatever, citizen built. Do you, I know you said it's 90%, the plan's at 90%, that access road is included in that already and it's been approved. Do you see any delays on that because of maybe right-of-ways, or are there gonna be any kind of right-of-ways and approvals on that? If you're gonna build that road, and if so, is that gonna be a delay? If we have to get,
Lathan is complete. Lathan is ready to go. We do have all the paperwork that we need. We have all the NRCS approval. We're moving on to 100%. So the GMP should be in front of you here shortly. That'll be the last piece to get us to release and go. So everything is in order.
so there should be no delay,
There should be no
we
delay.
should be pretty much on timeline, completion on that then.
Yes, sir. I'm hoping that you will be able to start that project this week and work our way through. I do have it runs out about 4 weeks in its entirety of the first phase. It's scheduled to pull down that entire section of that concrete wall, which causes me some concern in the monsoon season. So at this point, I'm going to open up the 36-inch diameter hole that this calls for, so that this will work as the intent of design, but do the actual hard concrete work in the drop inlet structure in about September 14th.
So you guys aren't anticipating any kind of change orders, everything should be okay, and if so, you guys have contingency in there already?
We are all set, but like I said, when we put these CMARs together, we plan on some worst case scenarios. As for you right now, I'm only about 400,000 deep of 1.5 million right now in this one. So we're looking at it the same way. Again, as we put it together with the great engineering from Wilson, we give you a budget and then we try to be absolutely as efficient as possible through all these scenarios. So, yeah, we have planned on to put some contingencies in there or some worst case scenarios. We have looked at it knowing that we are now in monsoon seasons on how to take this project on and being able to build it with days like today. So there has been a lot of thought put together with that, sir, and we're ready.
Thank you, Mike.
anybody else? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Safe trips home. All right, we'll go back to 8A, unfinished business. That's progress report, and council discussion and possible action regarding HVAC Police Department. Alexis, can you elaborate on exactly when this thing is gonna get finished?
They gonna mobilize this incoming Thursday. Interstate Mechanical is gonna be starting mobilize equipment, materials, and all that at the police department this Thursday.
What are we putting in? Last time I talked to you, there's 2 middies and 2 tons.
Interstate is putting the 2.5 tons on the roof. Phase 2 is gonna be 2 other units, one 18,000 BTUs and another one at 24,000 BTUs. And at least as a report on the early in the meeting, we are evaluating those quotes and creating the purchase orders as we speak.
We have an idea of when we're gonna finish all of it.
No, but in the meeting on Thursday, we're gonna know when the first phase is gonna be finalized, and we anticipate to have a meeting by Wednesday for the phase 2.
It's pretty sad to have, you go right back into where we were last year in the middle of summer. And people in the police department are suffering I just don't understand why we can't get the darn thing done. It's so simple to do. Any comments from the council? We really screwed up. All right. We'll go to 8B. I heard what you said about the facade, the impact of that. And I totally understand how that could happen, right? The kind of heat that we're having right now, up in the high 90s, is probably not gonna hurt us to wait a few months to start the painting, because if you start painting when it's that hot, you're gonna have trouble with the paint lasting. It shouldn't be anything over 92 degrees, I believe it is. Somewhere in that area. We'll move on to 8C, information, discussion only, update on the ADOT Highway 60 plan through the town of Miami.
Okay, my name's on there because I was requesting the update. I think the guy that has more precise information is Councilman Soft. And Alexis, on what ADOT is discussing putting through here.
Councilman Ryman, we received an information today. Apparently it's a modification or new project coming in. We received an email indicated that it's from milepost 243 to 950 to 255. That is from the beginning of the west side of the town of Miami all the way through the driving Highway 77. We received that email about 3 o'clock today, and we want to receive more information how it's going to be affecting the regional project coming from the cemetery all the way to Layton Avenue. What I can recommend is table it for a future meeting as soon as we receive all the correct information from NADOT regarding to those projects.
So that's new stuff that's just come in.
Yes, that came out today.
Weren't there some meetings held where ADOT was proposing to eliminate the parking out on Highway 60 and put in 4 lanes all the way through with the center turn lane and eliminating a couple of traffic lights?
We're not sure about the traffic lights right now. That's still being looked at. But the 5-year plan that they just put out, phase 1 of that project will be from the cemetery to Reppy Avenue. Phase 2 will be from Reppy Avenue to Latham. And phase 3 will be from Latham all the way to Santee Street in Grove. They're going to, from what I'm seeing on the 5-year plan, they're gonna either do a slurry seal or a micro seal or something all the way through. Yes, we are asking them to put in a left turn lane. We have plenty of parking on side streets that any business that might even open will have plenty of parking. So we can have safer, so people can make left-hand turn lanes instead of worrying about being rear-ended. We got a traffic count the other day that was done in 2025. There are over 500 vehicles travel up Adonis Avenue, up and down every day. So we're looking at a safer way for anybody on the south side of Highway 60 to be able to go home. I've lived here all my life, and every time you pull up to Adonis Avenue to make a left turn, you just never know what's gonna happen. Especially in the evening, when the sun is hitting people in the eye and they're not paying attention. We've had collisions there because we don't have a left turn lane.
we're proposing to put in left turn lights. With that, ADOT's looking at it. We don't know where they're gonna be. So we looked at parking. Yes. If a business came in, they're gonna lose 2 or 3 parking spots. There's several parking lots across the street, side streets that would accommodate anybody who have a type of business. I haven't seen a business on Highway 60 for 20 years, so we can't just keep hoping we get a business there. In my personal opinion, we definitely need to get a left turn. So that's where we're at.
Okay, now when you say we decided, we, the town of Miami decided, because I don't remember a council meeting that authorized that kind of policy.
ADOT came to us.
Number 2, I think there's quite a few businesses out there. If you count, gas station, the burger house, Dick's Chicken, the Roberto's. Others are going in there. And if our policy or our intent is to develop this town from a business standpoint, it seems to me that we need to consider the impact of eliminating any way to easily move goods in and out of buildings along that area. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with a bunch of boarded buildings forever. So I think there's a really serious policy issue involved here on where the town needs to go with this and how these interests should be balanced. That's why I asked for this item to be on the agenda. I don't know where we go from here. Maybe it's to analyze whatever this new thing has come out. Maybe have a public hearing, get some input from the public on this, and involve the property owners, who are the ones that most interested in this. If our intent is to increase the value of property and business in the town of Miami so that we can gain revenues, we need to address these issues before it's presented as a done deal. So, I don't know where we go from here.
Like I say, both sides are very important points. Councilman Sash, Councilman Ryman, but at the same time, in the light that we receive this new information from ADOT today, we need to take in consideration 3 elements. This new development on this project, plus the ADOT project on the $50 million on safety on the west side of the highway, plus the modification from the cemetery all the way to Layton Avenue. There's 3 elements that we need to put on the table, asking what's going to happen. And you guys can present to the town of Miami and see how we can, analyze those elements, how they can be the best way for both sides. And tomorrow I can send an email and update it by Wednesday morning to the mayor and council.
Well, I think I'd like to then have an item on the agenda for what? 2 meetings from now? Not next meeting, but the meeting after that.
Going to be whenever ADOT get back with us. We don't know.
Well, that's why I said,
Yeah,
that'd be a month. Just put that on the agenda and we'll have more information at that time. Does that make sense to you guys?
Mr. Mayor, if I may, there is a brand new business going in as we speak on the corner of 60, where that water distributing plant used to be. It's going to be a drive-through or drive-in coffee facility. We're in the process now of, carrying up there were 2 residents there that were eyesores, and that's part of the plan to get rid of them. But there will be, you may have seen already the fencing around the project, and they're working on that. That will be under the Tom, who did this? Tom Lopez, who did the swimming pool. He's going to put another in the area and then one up in the basin. So that's happening. That's just one, but You know, it's at least it's the start. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Alexis, can you kind of, give, I guess, the protocol? Does the town of Miami have any input of what ADOT does on 60, or what's the protocol on that?
Councilman Such can answer that.
Because I know we don't have a say on the sidewalks. We can't, you know, if they want to put advertisement on the sidewalks, businesses that have to get okay from the state. And so I'm not sure where the town stands if we have a voice in this. So I don't know, maybe our lawyer or Councilman Sash can kind of clarify that.
All I can tell you is ADOT can do this without our approval. If ADOT says there's enough traffic that goes through Miami, that we need a left turn lane, it's not even up to us, it's up to ADOT. ADOT can say, okay, let's do it. If we have input, we definitely can have input. But as you know, you drive up and down the side, you gotta make a left turn. It can be very dangerous right there at that intersection. I'm proposing a left turn signal also with a left turn light. Did you know during the weekend, a holiday weekend, you may sit there at that light, a couple of lights to get through. I think it's gonna be a whole lot more safer for our residents going on that side, the south side of the road, to have a left turn lane. I can be honest with you, if ADOT says we're gonna do it, we honestly don't have to, they can just do it. But they came to us and asked us what we thought about it. And Angel, I'm not sure, but didn't this come up once before about
Streetlights.
7 or 8, 9 years ago about a left turn lane when Jerry Barnes was here?
Yes.
And everybody said, we don't want it. We don't want a left turn lane and stoplights. So we're trying to work with them to see what we can do.
Second.
So I don't feel like, I feel like the traffic that we have on 60 right now, a left turn lane will be more beneficial. And for Joe's part, that's gonna be a coffee shop over there from what I understand. How is traffic gonna get in and out of there if you're coming from Globe through and you wanna make a left turn to go get coffee? Are you gonna have to sit there in the middle of the road waiting for the traffic to come? Or would you like to have a left turn lane? Because that left turn lane will extend from Repley Avenue all the way down to left at Latham. So, I don't drink their coffee either, but a lot of people that go through may want to stop. So we're making it safer for them.
Mike, what I do is I reach out to all the public about this concern that we have here.
Right.
We're keeping the public that's passing through out of this issue.
Yep.
What you're talking about, you're gonna make your left-hand turn, right?
Yep.
You're holding back all that traffic, waiting on you, waiting on that traffic to clear.
I've done it for years.
Yes, and these people that I talk to get upset. This is, it's still considered a bottleneck for people passing through.
Yeah.
At one time, it was our speed limit, it was 25 miles per hour speed limit, and then we had the dip here, our speed bump.
We need that back.
We need that back.
Hey, Mike. Same problem with the fast stop, you know, there's a fast stop, that thing, you turn there, something getting further down. You know, you hold the traffic.
And I understand, Councilman Ryman, you have Fast Stop, you have Filibertos. All these people have off-street parking. They have parking lots behind their business, on the side of their business. They don't have to worry about it.
I believe that whole intersection is dangerous because this morning, one of my employees were making a left to go into the senior center
Yeah.
and got rear-ended by a car going very fast. Nothing happened to the employee's vehicle, but the nurse that hit her, that was in a hurry to go to work, her whole car, but they both, like, she didn't want to call the police and my person wasn't hurt or no damage was done. But it's also them making a left-hand turn to go into the senior center. So, I mean, it is a bad intersection. We've had multiple.
I think we beat this to death. We need to get ADOT in here and work out the right plan.
I think we should have a public hearing on it so we can hear from all
Yeah,
of
it
the
will be
property
public,
owners.
absolutely.
I want to get a petition and get everybody on the south side of Adonis Avenue to sign it and bring it in, talk about the safety of making a left turn. And the library. Yeah, and the library. You have the library people that go up there. That's all I got.
No, we beat that one to death. Let's go on. Uh, Item 9, new business. 9A, information, discussion, and possible action, consideration of possible approval of the Miami Juniors Senior High School Vandal Dash to be held on Thursday, July the 30th, 2026, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., including use of the Hostetler Pool, basketball court, Veterans Park, closure of Inspiration Avenue, installation and removal of barricades by the Public Works Department, and police presence for the duration of the event. Joey Wilson.
Before they interject on that, if I can interject, that road closure is not Inspiration, it's, Godova on the next one over. So if you want to make that correction.
In addition to that, the support with the sound system.
Oh, yeah, the sound system's not on the tape.
Hi, my name is Alicia. I'm Miami High School student. Today we're here for the approval of Vandal Dash. We have to on July 30th. This event is an annual event we have to get students to come out and get involved and get excited about school. We have the swimming pool and basketball tournament, and it's just a great event to have. We also raise money for student council. So we're just really grateful for using the facilities and the time and everything to make this happen. And we really appreciate all of you guys. Do you have any questions to them? Concerns?
Like to make a motion to approve 9A as written and also with the correction of Cordova and the addition of the sound system.
I'll second that.
Okay, Councilman Stewart made a motion to approve, or Vice Mayor Gonzalez seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, moving on to 9B, information and discussion progress report regarding the emergency watershed EWP project.
Mayor,
Oh, we did that.
yes.
Sorry about that. All right, 9C, information and discussion only, presentation of Jet Cleaning LLC regarding assisting with site cleanup. Joseph Castaneda.
Mayor and council.
Evening, council, Joseph Castaneda, 889 West Street. I'm owner and operator of Jet Cleaning LLC.
Can you get closer to the
I'm
mic?
born and raised right here. Hear me? Born and raised right here in Miami. I graduated in 2016. A little bit about my business is we're a janitorial company, but we do a lot of cleanup. We offer a wide variety of cleaning services. And we recently partnered with the San Carlos Tribe. We've been doing a lot of cleanup work with the tribe, cleaning up abandoned lots, abandoned properties, dilapidated properties, we're doing demo on the houses and things like that. So me being from Miami and currently living in Miami, raising a family here, I was going to see, or I wanted to let you know that I'm willing to do business at a discounted rate because I do live here. I can help beautify my community. And I started looking at, driving around looking at all these houses full of trash. I know that there was recently built past where you don't have to wait for the families of the, to go to, it doesn't have to go to court and have a whole court proceeding. And I also wanted to see, I don't know the legality of this, but with the town, if there's, I know you guys done it in the past, you guys done bulk pickup for the community, you guys would do like a trash day, you guys would do all, I was gonna see if I could coordinate something with my name, I'll cover the fences and maybe do like the east side of Miami, the west side of Miami first, and then just put out flags, say, hey, we'll come through this day and we will pick up the whole traffic. So I don't know if I'm able to do that.
Comments, guys?
Alexis, that would probably fall into your jurisdiction, correct, on any kind of work or anything that gets done?
Yes, sir.
But you do have your business license with already established in town.
Yeah, we've been operating for years. We've done work with.
So,
Yeah, in combination with the public works, we can coordinate and see opportunities for your company.
So that would be my suggestion is to coordinate with the town manager, which.
Yeah, we've been coordinating. I just wanted to introduce myself to you guys. So
2016, yeah, I know.
10 years. Any other questions?
Good job, Joseph.
Good job.
Thank you.
See what we can do with. Okay, 9D. Ely County Safe Streets for All presentation.
Mayor and council, in front of you, you have the PowerPoint presentation from the grant that was led by the Gila County. This grant is from the Federal Department of Transportation. And basically what it's creating safety roads and safety opportunities for all the cities and town of the Gila County.
Okay, why you got this?
Yes, we're gonna be brief on this information because this is the information from all the reports and surveys that was collect. Page 6, you can see that from the town of Miami, 30 community members respond on this survey, and they identify the priority roads on Miami 60, Live Oak, one of the most, by previous individuals and citizens represented, is one of the most difficult and more accident increase in the last 2 years. You're gonna see multiple graphics, speeding, unsafe intersection, distraction, driving, intoxications, and other areas that was presented on this survey. The goal with this is to receive funding to establish safety roads, that community highways, intersections from 2028 to 2030. This is the process for this grant. Any information, you can send me an email or you can stop by the office and we can provide more information from the consultant of this project.
Looks like we could use this to help us with the Highway 60 we're talking about.
Yes, can be used for that, but CAC already established some information back to 2023, 2024, 2025. They put multiple meters in the area on the town to determine how is the traffic in our jurisdiction. We have multiple opportunity for that.
Looks like they've done a lot of work in Globe, huh? Highway 60.
Like I say, Alexis, that we did a lot of work on this and, we got a lot of data that's in here to provide us to be able to receive that grant, because I think that's important when you have statistics being shown, you're more prone to be able to receive some of the grants. So a lot of work went into this to provide just this document that's in front of us. And, it just gives Rachel, death where, in our area, it's kind of mind boggling, I guess, that males are 3 to 1. following up with it. So, it's just good material. That when we started planting those grass, that we become valuable information on the data that's provided. So when they did the work, I guess these 3 people, it was 4 individuals. It was all 4 of them combined that were able to collect all this data. And do you know what the time frame was that took them, the length of it, and was it a duration of only 2 months, a month that they did this data?
That's information, that data is for the last 3 months, and they're gonna be continue, the goal is to have all the information ready no later than September 30th, 2026.
Any more comments, guys? All right, we'll move on. Thank you, Alexis. Item 9E, information, discussion, and possible action, possible approval of closure of Sullivan Street from Miami Avenue to Cordova Avenue on Saturday, October the 3rd, 2026, for the Town of Miami Mining Expo event. We won't have any flood.
Mayor and council, so we're coming next week, with a view to, get those roads approved for the close for our event. We already have, a total of 14 vendors that are gonna be here present, and we already have, $6,500, for the sponsorship, so we're really excited to make it happen this year. So we've had a really good turnout. We have a lot of phone calls, because a lot of them are ready to start donating to the town for the project at the library. Good evening, council. Yes. Also for Miami Mining Expo, I just found out from Joy Wilson that that Friday, October 2nd, is homecoming, the homecoming parade. So we'll have to do some coordination between the closure of the streets for the homecoming parade and the evening closure of the street on that same day. So we just wanted to bring that to mind. Last year, some of the money was used to purchase all the signs that you see around town. One in front of William Plaza, there's one in front of the YMCA, there's 2 at every bridge. And it gives me history about the buildings and even staircases, sign in front of the staircase. But there's QR codes on each of those signs. And that was paid for by Miami Mining Expo. And we're hoping to tie Friday night with the walking tour, and we'll get all those signs and tell people about the history of Miami. We're planning to have gold mining there. General Mineral trucks from all over the state are planning to come. Our mining companies, Freeport-McMoRan is planning to bring copper coil to the event, and also anode. We're trying to get the other copper companies to bring some cathodes. Also a large mining lot with the events that we plan to have. Resolutions helping with the mining activities. We're hoping to bring core samples, etc. It's a celebration of copper in our area. Miami's been built on copper. We need to celebrate the history and the future of copper. Any questions?
Comments from the council?
Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve 9E as written.
Second. All right. Councilman Stewart made a motion to approve. Vice Mayor Gonzalez seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. You guys got it. Thank you. 9F, Pat Ramos. Information for And project report regarding the Veterans Memorial Park.
Good evening, Pat Rommel, 1046 West Sprecher Street, Miami, Arizona. Before I start, I wanted to let you know that that fellow that spoke on that Lake Boulevard project in the town of Miami, he's right on the money. I listened to everything he said, and that guy's right on the money. He knows what he's talking about, and it sounds like if we can, whoever, keep him going, that project is gonna be the best thing that Miami's had in a lot of years. I understood everything he was saying, and I don't understand too much before they are, but he's right. Everything he was saying, everything you keep up, you guys got a winner there. I'm pretty sure, Mayor, guys, keep them going, keep them going, keep them rolling. That's the thing, keep them rolling and it'll get done. And pray a little bit that it doesn't go on a storm like we did last year, But, the reason I'm here today is I want to talk about the Miami Veteran Park. Last year in October, we were our class of 73, there's a lot of our guys here today. The team over here, Don Wilson and Money Dan here. I don't know if you can see Donnie. They're in the green. But, we were going to start this last year, repairing it a little bit. It's not a lot because it's a pretty nice shape. It's a nice monument they made built there, whoever built it. But there's a little couple of things there that when it rains, the rain comes up to the bank, like it's like a bank where the block is built kind of backwards. I think. So they knew that you get everything. The water stays there for 3 or 4 days, and then it becomes muddy. And 4 or 5 rows of those bricks, you can't see the names. And the reason I know about this is because some families have come to me 2 or 3 years ago and told me we can't find our family. They're here somewhere, they're supposed to be here somewhere. So, one of my buddies, Dan, we cleaned it up and we've seen that they were there. So what we want to do is we want to fix that up a little bit. It's not going to take a lot, but it's going to take our class. If we decide to do it, we've got the money to do it. But not asking nobody, we've got the money to take care of this. And we like to do this. And the reason I'm bringing this to Alexis and Phil, because I spoke to him, I told him I'll let him know ahead of time because they were gonna take down the wrought iron that's there, the black wrought iron, paint it for the back. As we look more at the plans, we may not have to. We may not have to, but I'll let you know way before we get in there. So we're looking sometime like October 8th to 11th to do that. And I'm sure we can get it done in those 4 days. We'll get it done before that. These guys, this class, we're proud of them. They'll get up there and work. The girls work harder than the guys. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is last year when we had the Veterans Memorial on the 11th, on November 11th, nice turnout. Class 73 put on a real good show. My wife and all the girls and the guys got together and they put on a fantastic show. There was over 300 people there. Mary, you were there. Michael was there. I'm sure all of you were there. What I want to say is we're not going to do it this year because we have told other classes and other clubs. And the reason I'm here is to tell you folks, if anybody in the council wants to do it, because I know that Angel used to do it before, that's up to whoever wants to do it. But we said we were going to do it, wanted to show that we can do it and help. And we'll still help in any way we can. We know where to get the bricks. Low price, nice job, coming out good job. But that's just the thing. We were talking to the classes a long time ago. We even have some list of people that called us and said they want to put their names and get some bricks. Because we're not running a teacher, but we'll save your names and we'll give them to whoever is going to do it. And I think I told them like August 15th or something, they should, we'll get them a name to whoever's going to do it. But like I said, we've asked a few clubs and a few classmates, and that's where we're at right now with that, on the memorial. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm telling you, it was beautiful. I had a lot of fun. I saw it, and it was unbelievably nice. Unbelievably nice. There was people from California and from Florida that came down. Our colonel of our class came down, and it was just a fantastic day. And whoever runs it, I'm going to tell you, if you need any information from us, we'll give you any information we can and help anybody we can like that. But we always wanted someone else to take it on, because it's a beautiful event. It really is a beautiful event. And I also want to mention one other person. I'm bragging about my class up here, but my cousin Noreen Valdez, I don't know her last name now, but what is it, Prater? Sorry, but she helped us out intensely. I'm telling you, this girl got floats, she got donations. I mean, she was on the ball. She was like, I mean, every day calling me and say, Pat, what else do you need? What else do you need? What else? And she had, Uncle Sam was there. Uncle Sam was there last year, and Santa Claus was there. He got there a little early, about a month early. Smokey the Bear was there, and I'm gonna tell you, it was a beautiful time. And thank you, Noreen and Christine and Steph there at the park. You guys always jump in and do a good job. And that's all I gotta say. I just wanted to remind you, Alexis and Bill, I told you that I let you guys know. We're way ahead of time, but I wanted to let you know so we get the ball moving a little bit, find out who might want to do it. Because it's beautiful. It's really a beautiful thing to do. And I was fantastic. I've seen people I hadn't seen in years and years, guys. And a lot of family. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, 9G, information, discussion, possible action. Discussion and possible direction to the town manager to move forward with the purchase of 2027 Ford F-750 with equipment, parentheses, garbage truck, in the amount of $202,673.51. What is that about?
Mayor and council, for years, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's a 2001 truck that we're using, multiple repairs, expensive repairs. And I think it's time to, as we go, as a municipality growing and creating a better community and provide better service, it's time to acquire a new unit. You see that $202,000 cost. The best way for the town of Miami financially to acquire this equipment is we have $75,000 for the down payment. We're going to be financing $127,000 for annual payments of $46,000. That's the best. Not affecting our budget and creating a very secure future for the town of Miami. I know that councils, a few council members bring a concern regarding to the engine. We're working right now with Ford. We're going to send comments and concern regarding to the 6.7 power stroke V8. If it's possible, created another opportunity on the 6.5 opportunity power stroke. But we want to receive the approval from mayor and council with the concern, with the point to bring in the future meeting the result on the engine opportunity, changing the engine.
Question.
Go ahead.
Alexis, is this just gonna be a cabin chassis only, and we'll use our dump, or is it everything new?
Everything new.
Alexis, what is the concern with the engine?
Because when story.
They use particular engines, and it's not only this engine, but they use a high-pressure fuel pump to deliver the fuel into the fuel injectors, the rails. And it's called a CP4 pump. And the CP4 pump is notorious for grenading and sending all the shrapnel right into the fuel system. And you're going to contaminate all your fuel lines, your fuel tank, your fuel injectors, filters, fuel rails, and you have to throw it all away and replace it. And it's common. And there are also startup procedures on this engine, as well as shutdown procedures. So you don't want to shut down if you've been coming in on a run and that engine's hot. You don't want to just shut it off and walk away. You're going to end up boiling the oil that surrounds the turbocharger. So you normally have to let them sit, idle, pull back down to an idle temperature, and then shut them down. So there's a little bit more than meets the eye with these diesels. And I just wanted to make sure if we're going to do this, let's do it with open eyes. Because my concern is that if we have an issue, I think Ford's gonna do everything they can not to honor the warranty versus honor a warranty.
So the 6.5 is not.
It's less risk, less power, but we can change it for a turbo gas. As an alternative that we can bring.
Yeah, you could put a 7.3 Godzilla in there, gas engine, and just be fine.
Because we do have a lot of hills in here, and so, I don't want to cut back on any of the power once we have the roads in there. My next question I have, Alexis, is, you got this bid from the state procurement, correct?
That's correct.
And so, my question to you is, even though we go through state procurement and we find a bid on this, have you gone through with the other state procurements to match this, to see if anybody can get a better price on this? Even though we do state procurement, you still have that option to go to other companies in that state procurement to see if they can beat this price.
We went to two additional ones. One is 205,000. The other one was 287,000.
So, like I said, you gave them the bids, and this is the only one, or you just went with one?
No, I received the schematics of the truck that Josh was requesting. We sent it over and we received those quotes. In addition to that, this truck is a Node CDL that is more easy for staff from Public Works to drive it. It's a non-CDL. The other one was CDL required.
So I'm just throwing a suggestion. I know your time's valuable, but, if you got this bid now from,
Santan Ford.
Santan Ford, the other two say, hey, this is what these guys are giving us here. Can you beat this price with the same options? And I know you're busy and I know it takes time, but, hey, $1 for a town of Miami is $1 that we can save. And so, we're not a big city, if we can save, like I said, $10.
Well, you're saving basically on one of those is $97,000 and the other one $57,000. That's what we're saving versus the other two that we received.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that the same one, go back to those two companies and say, hey, this is what they have. Can you beat this same type of bid? And they could say yeah, they could say no.
I need to check the legality.
You can and see German, I've checked on
Yeah,
that. But if
okay.
you want to go ahead and check with their lawyer, I mean, he's sitting right there, but I'm sure you could double check with the Germans.
I'd have to look into it more, because typically, when you go to a state, through state procurement, you ask for a quote, and then that's the quote. And so, if the next nearest quote is like $60,000 more, I don't, typically you go out for the lowest bidder. And so, the lowest quote, and the process doesn't really allow for a best and final type process. It's simply you put out a request for 3 quotes, and then the one that comes in lowest is the lowest.
And so my question is, that's a pretty significant amount of difference if it's the same model, or is it a different model on the other two quotes? Because you're talking, what'd you say, 40,000?
Yeah, one that was 305, and that was coming from Illinois. And the truck required 6 months of build.
But is it the same identical, or is there a
We
difference?
sent the specification that Josh was requesting for his department.
The same model, there's a $50,000 minimum.
The company, and it was, I don't have the name of the brand for the truck, but I can send it to you, all that information. It's different brands.
Oh, so they're not identical.
One was international, the other one was a Rhino, Isuzu truck.
Okay, so they weren't the same
Brand.
apples to apples.
So, Alexis, I can understand that we need to go after this garbage stuff. But how are we doing with our police vehicles?
we're gonna present, next meeting on the, request for purchase of the trucks and the new Interceptor police unit,
Are we gonna buy them?
leasing, leasing,
Leasing? We are, we're gonna get it, but
yes.
it's not about.
It's already in the budget. It was already some of the budget, but
But it's just, it's for the next meeting, for the council to decide that.
Yeah, but this rolls together. I understand you, but
You
I need to know. We need to know.
Well, then you could choose to push this off.
Well, I need to, you know,
But you can't decide on the police vehicles, because this agenda doesn't have it on there. If you wanted to, and I'm not suggesting this, but if you wanted to do it all together, then you would push this item off.
well, if I'd have known what was on here, I would have done it, but I'm just trying to let everybody know that the police, those are pretty darn important. Gotta make sure that we're taking care of that as well.
Alexis, so, you said there's a down payment of how much?
75,000.
So with that 75,000 coming out of the enterprise fund?
It's coming from the combination sanitation.
Yeah, 45,000 is from the capital outlay that we set aside for the vehicle last year. The 45,000 payment would be the amount we set this year. And then we had an unexpended 54,000 in our public purse, so it's in general fund account. And that would cover the remaining 30,000 on the down payment.
But should we have money in our enterprise fund, because we've got to have a certain amount for the USDA loan that we have? What we have in our enterprise fund?
But that's, the USDA is for the, sewer.
Yeah, for the garbage, okay, so that's, I was getting confused with the enterprise fund.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anybody got any comment?
Okay, Mayor, I got one more comment.
Go ahead.
Alexis? You're saying you want to swap the 6.7 for the 6.5, and it's a difference in power and everything. On the back of this, I see they're gonna give us a 60-month, 250,000 mile warranty on that diesel engine. What's the price between a 6.5 and a 6.7 that's not quoted on here?
We need to request that information. That's the reason I make the statement that we approve it with the concerns about the engine and see what they're gonna present it to us for the future meeting.
Okay, because I know several people that have 6.7s. I have one. I haven't heard any of these issues. I'm not saying they're not there. I just haven't heard of them. So I think this is something that we can't decide on until we know the difference, because if they come back and say, well, the 6.5 is gonna cost you more. It shouldn't, but you just don't know. So I personally don't think that decision can be made on this until we know the exact cost of it, with the engine and all that.
We can perhaps table this.
I'm okay with that. I just think we don't have enough information right now.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to table this. How many meetings do you need, Alexis? 2 meetings? Just to give yourself some time?
No, following meeting,
27.
the 27th.
Okay. And I'd like to make a motion to table this until the beginning of the 27th of July.
Second?
Okay, Councilman Stewart made a motion to, table it to the 27th of July meeting. And Councilman Saad seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Moving on. 9H, information, discussion, possible action, approval of ratification of the police department HVAC agreement statewide general contracting JOC in the amount of $17,275.58. So what are we getting for that money? Is it the complete price? Or is there something else that we going to be adding to it in the future?
This is the existing project from, Interstate Mechanic. You can see the, poles. It is a 2.5 tons. They're gonna be working in the dark. And this is phase one of the project for the police department.
Okay, what is phase one versus phase two?
Phase two is gonna be, cover the conference room and the back office of the building.
We don't, that phase two is not in this project.
Like I mentioned earlier in the report, we received their quotes and we are working on those to create a purchase order. We're ratification of the phase one. It can be installed and start this project on Thursday. And then eventually we'll move into the phase two.
No, when we talked about this, Alexis, I was understanding that the 17,000 was for the complete finish of that, having the air conditioning units up and running. How did we get to 17,000 without all of that finished?
When we talked 2 weeks ago in my office, I explained and I showed you the documentation from Interstate Mechanical. And I showed you what it was included. It is what we're doing tonight, the ratification of that quote. We accelerate, if you remember in June, the last meeting of June, the company never presented quote on time. We accelerate the process with a small capacity and more aggressive company, and that's where we are today with the ratification of this contract.
I go back to what I've been saying for a year and a half. We could have got this done, and we still can, with a local contractor, and get it all done for something between 15,000 and 20,000. Especially if we use the mini situation that, like we have up at William Plaza, that would work for us. Why are we continuing to work with higher numbers when we can do it here? We've already proved that we can spend $25,000. Though our councilman looked it up and he let us know that we're still, working legally and we need to get this thing done.
Mayor? Excuse me, Mayor. Are we talking about the HVAC at the police station?
We're talking about the air conditioning units for the.
I haven't been here in 9 months and we were talking about that back then. We were the same thing. No,
We've been
nothing
talking
from
about it for almost 2 years.
Well,
Okay, summer's here,
Right. Mayor, I want to make a motion to approve this so we can get something done
Yeah.
this week.
You know what? I want to make a motion to approve what we could get done with a couple of days and a contractor from Miami.
A couple of days, this gets started. It's started.
Yeah, it's not
But
going to
if
be finished.
But yeah, if we keep jacking around.
No, we're not jacking around.
Hold it,
All the order.
No.
Quit it.
hold it.
All the order.
Not
All the order.
Mayor,
Tell me,
All the order.
I want this damn thing approved so we can
I
get
don't
done.
care what you want.
Anybody else want to join me?
All the order.
There was a
Throw the
motion.
money away.
Mayor, there was a motion to approve this.
I second it.
And now it's second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Councilman Stewart made a motion to screw up and approve this
That's right.
and sign,
I'll own it.
Or was it you? Seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against it, say nay. Nay.
Nay.
Karen, if we can eliminate those words.
Oh, let's spend the darn money.
You're always saying that you want to help the local businesses. Why didn't they get somebody locally to do this? My question.
I've asked that question a million times, and I never get it. I never
You're
get.
contradicting everything that you are supposed to be standing for. So I think you better take a look at yourselves. That's right.
We could have had that finished months.
No point.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. We're moving on.
Excuse me, this young lady was.
We're moving on.
That I should be able to do this. Please, I just stated in the report. May I speak, please?
I said we're moving on.
I would just like to point out that a couple of meetings ago, we had a local contractor here, a local HVAC contractor, Jesse Bryant, with Rural Air, that was trying to explain to the mayor, the council, and all of the.
I told you, we're moving on. Okay, let's go on.
And the mayor banged down the gavel.
We don't want to hear this anymore. We just
Right, just like
ended
Jeff
this.
Bryant. You didn't want to hear what he had to say. He had an
You know what?
inspected that police station, and you didn't want to hear what he had to say either. Even though
I
he
didn't
was
give you.
Good point.
All right, item 9I. Information, discussion, and possible action. Possible approval of Second Amendment to Employment Agreement with Town Manager Alexis Rivera as directed by council on September the 22nd, 2025. Before we start moving into this, I want to say that I had no idea this was going to be on the agenda because the draft agenda didn't have it on there, and I was on vacation. And I just got this. I haven't had a chance to really delve into what we're doing here in 9I, and I'd like to put it on, table it, and give me some time to look through it, make sure we're understanding what we're doing and what we're going after.
Mayor, if I could, or maybe Alexis can kind of clarify this, but we had already discussed this previously in executive session. It just never was brought up and updated after discussion, so we did vote currently, but if you want to have Alexis kind of clear that up, Alexis, of what.
During the September 22nd, 2025 executive meeting, Councilman Ryman presented these 2 points, and one of the other points that was presented was my 5 years of contract. It was voted in a executive meeting, it was presented, and it was addressed to the lawyer to present this document. And what happened is that now that it's coming my renewal of the contract, this part never was taken in action and presented to the mayor and council.
And I don't recall what you were saying, Sammy, about the executive session. Was I in it?
I'm pretty sure, I can't tell you definitely that you were there, but I believe in all the executive sessions I've been in, you have presided over them. I would imagine on that day you were probably present. I don't know if Alexis or Karen can check the minutes to see who was present at that time, but you do have minutes on that, correct, Karen?
I do.
And we had the amendments that are in here to look at in that session and to agree in that session. Because I got some real problems with these amendments. And I want to take time, I need the time to look at it. I want to table it until the next meeting.
Did we vote on that already?
No.
So It's already a done deal, this is just a formality?
No, tabling would require, Mayor, if you're making a motion to table, then you make a motion to table, requires a second, and then vote. Just like the prior two items.
Can I have clarification? Did we vote on this already?
Vote on what?
I don't remember voting on this.
That's my
I've
question.
never seen it.
If I can explain, if you don't mind. So what happened was, usually at the second meeting in July, I always go through Alexis's personnel file to make sure that I put on the agenda for his yearly annual review. Well, when I did that, I noticed that Alexis's contract was due for renewal this year. So I got with Alexis and asked him, what do you want me to do? And he said, no, remember on September 22nd, in the executive session, I can't tell you what exactly was said. You can come into my office and read the minutes, because I did open them and read them. There was direction given by counsel to the attorney. There was no vote. Direction given to the attorney to draft the amendments to the contract, which are in the contract, which you have now. So that, the ball got dropped there. The amended contract did not get drafted. It did not come before council. So now that we're due for his contract renewal, he's saying, no, it's not due for renewal. I have that extension, which is in there. So we're trying to clear that up so we can go ahead and do his review at the next meeting. So direction was given for this to be, this contract to be drawn up, the amendment, and then it was supposed to come at the next meeting, September, the first meeting in October, for council to approve it. But when I was looking at the minutes, I did not look to see who was present in that executive session. So you can come in and look at those. I prefer not to send those out in an email or anything. So I think this is something that the attorney and myself, because usually I will follow up. It was the attorney and myself that dropped the ball on this contract.
And for the record, not this attorney.
Yeah, not that.
So there was no vote.
There was no, you don't vote in executive session. You can give direction, and
I know
that's
you
what
don't.
took place. Direction was given, but it wasn't followed through with by the attorney or myself.
But this amendment didn't even exist in that.
That is the drafted one, but it is specifically what was stated in the minutes in the executive session. So if you come and look at the executive sessions, they're going to match the amendments that were directed to the town attorney to draw up.
You're telling me it's T's amendment.
Yes,
That's what was agreed to in the executive session.
that's what was directed
Right.
to the town attorney. But I did not look to see which council members were in that executive session, so I can't say, Mayor, if you were in there or if you were not in there. I just looked to see what the direction was.
You know,
Is there a possibility to
when-
grab them right now?
Mhm.
And the mayor can see?
If he wants to look at it, I can go get it for him real quick.
Karen, if you're telling me that this amendment was there, I believe you.
The document itself was not there.
It was.
No. So you guys gave direction to the town attorney to
Draft
draft.
a document with
the-
these terms. in it.
Oh.
Yeah, with those terms. There you go. Thank you.
Okay, so it wasn't there. It was just talked about. The lawyer, I guess it was Joe, went back and put one together, right, based on the conversation.
You guys directed the town attorney to draft the amendment.
Here's my problem, and I'll fight it till the cows come home. When we were elected, we took an oath, and we talked about transparency. It was gonna, the people of this town need to know what's going on, transparency. We need to let them know what this is all about and why this should be approved.
They can see
Right
that,
now, when I look at this, I've got real problems with some of it, okay?
they can look at the addendum, they can look at that. That's not confidential, it's not.
Well, I mean, I want the public to know what the heck we're doing because we're talking about, another 5 years with the town manager. And I want to make sure that, he's in total compliance with his agreement in the original contract because he did not keep that agreement because in 2.1 of that agreement, he was supposed to respect the council. I am one of them. And he's supposed to talk with all of them, work with all of them. And he didn't work with me one stinking iota for a year and a half. I have tried to work with him, and I can't get them to work with me. Councilman Ryman knows that I've had problems with Alexis. He doesn't work with me. He tells me lies. I'll give you one example of what's going on here with this guy. And it just turns the snot out of me to have to go through this all the darn time. When I was elected council, well, before I was elected council, when I was running for it, he was working on the Miami swimming pool. And I was aware of what was going on over there because I had a good relationship with the guy the contractor that was putting it together. And he tells me that one of the donors, big rich family, was putting in a lot of money on that swimming pool. And then they hired a structural engineer to go down and check it all out, survey it, make sure that swimming pool was rebuilt and put together perfectly. And one of the items in that book, it said, do not start the swimming pool, open it to the people until the steel posts in the pump room have been removed and new ones have been installed, because those posts were right under the diving area of the pool. And I kept telling Alexis, you got to get those posts in, because we don't want to go 4th of July and have a bunch of people over there standing around at the diving board and it collapses. Because the structural engineers were really concerned about it. They made it clear in their book that we don't do it. And guess what? He didn't do it. And he opened the pool on the 4th of July so everyone could, give him a thank you. And he put the risk of the people of Miami doing that. And it made me so stinking mad. The next day I went and I got a contractor and I went down to the pump house. I said, what's it going to cost to fix this before we kill somebody? And he looked at it and he said, Gil, I can do it in one day. I'll go down and get the steel. I'll bring it up and do it. I said, good. But when we're coming out of the pump house, Alexis is coming in with two guys that I've never seen. And I told them, hey, we got it. We got it. And it's going to be done for $1,200. $1,200. And we did it because I had to go do it that way. And I'm telling you, I've had that kind of crap with him for a year and a half. Now, when I look at this, I can tell you that he's violated the contract on that 2.1. He doesn't respect me. He's lied to me a million times. Let's talk about the the flood that we had, okay? And Mila calls me up and said, hey, we're looking at, putting together an 8 company or 8 town and city consortium to work together and try to get this flood situation fixed in a big way. Because the idea of getting a big consortium like that is that you get a lot more attention with the government, both of them, state and federal. And so, yeah, I told her I absolutely would. And then she calls Al Maros and Kearney and Mammoth, and we all go to meet in Superior. There was about 50 or 60 people. Wilson was even there. And we talked about what was going on, what we could do together, working, the collaboration of that would have gotten us a lot of money a lot faster. Okay? And I was up there telling the people what I thought about it and my background, and I was saying I'd like to, be a part of
Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt. But-
Don't interrupt me.
Oh, point of order, Mayor. Just
Point of order.
on
Why do we need a lawyer?
I want people to understand why.
I want, I guess,
You know everything.
I don't want you to get into trouble, and I've said this before on open meeting law. This agenda item is to approve or not approve the contract extension. If it's not agendized as a review. And so I think, I tried to give you enough leeway, but this is not a review item. It's not agendized for that. So I'm just trying to keep you out of trouble. I know you're passionate about this, clearly, but we can't violate open meeting law. I'm trying to keep you out of trouble. So my suggestion is either approve the item, don't approve the item, or continue the item. That's really your sort of range of choices.
It's nice
I
to
hope
have
the
that.
public hears that, because you know what? It is not right.
Oh, and by the way, Mayor, you were at the public agenda for September 22nd. Shows that you were at that meeting, both for the regular meeting and the.
Yeah, but I did not see his original contract, okay? I did not see that he was gonna break the contract because he signed up to respect and work with every councilman. And he's done nothing like that with me for the entire year and a half that I've been doing this, okay? So I can't table this because I want to table it.
You can make a motion to table, just like any other councilman.
Okay, I'd make a motion to table it. Do I have any support from my council? Any?
Mayor, what you have here is a failure to communicate. You got too many backstabbers here.
So,
Too many backstabbers.
so the motion fails.
You're the number one backstabber. Yeah, you. And what did you say? We'll take care of that little later. We'll take care of that little later.
threatening me?
I said, what's up? No, I said, well, you threatened me, you cussed me out. I didn't cuss you out.
Messing with you. I've known you for a long
Oh,
time.
you're
I'm
messing
messing with you.
You know
You
it.
should have more class than that, Angel.
Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me.
Somebody gonna run the meeting? Somebody gonna run the meeting, Mayor? Because this is chaos right now. You're gonna
Chaos, all right? Because we hired,
Listen, I'm
We
trying to
hired-
keep you out of trouble from the state attorney general and the county attorney when you violate open meeting law. That's my job here. I'm trying to do my job. And you can follow my advice or not follow my advice. If you choose not to follow it, it's on you. That's all I'm telling you. But you can't let the meeting just devolve into chaos where people are threatening each other back and forth.
well, the chaos isn't the meeting. The chaos is the town manager.
Mayor, I got one point I want to bring up. This has already been basically approved. We approved it in executive session. We just don't vote on it. We give the lawyer directions to write it up. That's all we do. I personally don't even understand why it's coming up now. but I do understand what Karen said. It should have came up the next meeting or the meeting after that for us to approve it. But this has basically already been approved. We're just saying, yes, let's go with it, because we did it all in executive session. So I understand how you guys feel, but we said okay to this contract in executive session. So that's where we're at. I understand you guys are frustrated, but it already has been
Are all
done.
council members aware of the violations that were brought to our attention?
It's not,
It's the violations we're only doing this. This is all we're doing. We're not doing everything else. He needs to bring up another thing.
You did. You did.
But you can't do it now because it's not in our agenda. That's what I'm trying to say.
And again,
If
just
you
to be-
want this brought up, it has to be in an agenda item.
just to be clear for the record, that the agreement was not approved, that there was apparently direction from the majority, I guess, of the council for the attorney to draft these terms into an agreement. And now, and it fell through the cracks. And now the formalization of the approval is before the council. And that's what's before the council on the agenda, not a personnel review.
So here's my question. If this would have came to the council when it should have, we would have approved it because we agreed to it before. So now that all this has happened, which they're not even supposed to have heard, that's where we're at now. So I understand it. I really do. I get how you guys feel. But if this would have been brought up next week or the week after that, when we were supposed to have approved it, we would have approved it and it would have been done and it would have been over with. Then he could have brought up his concerns.
Like, but you said a few seconds ago that it was approved and our attorney directed you. I said it was approved and the attorney, didn't you say it? Did you
I
say
said
it?
the wrong words. I said
You said it was approved. There's only two words.
I meant that the lawyer drew it up for
No,
us.
you didn't mean that, but the lawyer corrected everything, so that's what
Okay.
it is.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's,
So see, that's why it's good to have an attorney because everybody here thinks they know what they're doing. I know I don't know. But I know one thing, a lot of backstabbing. That I do know. You can see it clear as day from all of you. From all of you. And it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a crime shame. I grew up with you, Mike, so it's a crime shame.
I know, it is. It really
It's
is.
a crime shame. That's why we don't get anything
We
done.
can't get anybody else.
Thank you, attorney. for being on it.
Reiterate to the council, you have three choices. You can move and second to approve and vote. There was a motion to table already, which I go back to the second. Or you can move to deny and second and vote. Those, now you're down to two choices because the move to table failed.
Well, I move to approve the second amendment to the employer agreement for the town manager Alexis Rivera as directed by the council on September 15, 2025. Second. Who seconded? What's the motion again?
All right.
The motion is to approve.
Councilman Ryman, motion to approve. Councilman Mo, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Nay. Unbelievable. Okay, item 10. Call to the council, future agenda item. I want to add, IGA status. What's going on there? I haven't heard anything about it since, we were over in Globe telling everybody how Miami was really happy about being a part of that.
IGA status,
That would probably be the Globe, Miami, and Freeport IGA. Is that correct? Yeah.
do you know what that is for?
Yeah, that's the one that
Yeah, I wanted,
You received that.
on the agenda so we can talk about
Okay, I'll give it to you.
it. Then, I heard about that. Economic Director status, where are we at with that? Put it on the agenda.
The facility town manager, we were,
I want to know.
Mayor, that's on the report that I presented earlier in the meeting.
You got 5, but I want to know where we're at with that. When are we gonna get it? And then, no, that's it.
You
I
want,
already talked about that.
you want the HVAC and the facade again?
With the facade?
You want those updates as well?
No, I don't need it.
No, okay.
Mayor, just to let residents know, and Alexis and our chief, on the 21st of this month, school will be back in session. And so we will have our youngsters at bus stops. And I don't know, Chief, or if you have the bus routes and time pickups. If not, I can get them for you, but just for our citizens to be aware that school will start again on the 21st. And so just be careful and cautious out there with kids walking down to the bus stops. And then, of course, if we can get extra patrol exits on 60, you know, especially at that time when the buses are picking them up and dropping them off. I think they did because, yeah, they combined some routes, so it's a little bit earlier time than it was last year. So I'll see if I can get you the bus this week. But if Alexis, if you can get some help out there in the morning and then drop off, get some extra patrol out there. And that's all I got.
Anybody else?
Again, as usual, I want to thank everybody that stuck it out with us, and I apologize for some of the goings on here, but it makes it exciting. Welcome to the Miami Clown Council. Anyways, for the agenda, I've been talking to Alexis about a dry well issue. And I've been also talking with a contractor, a local contractor, that he would be interested in working together, and hopefully either the next meeting or the one after that, we'll have a presentation, just information, and,
Can you email that
Yes,
to me
yes.
when you're ready? That way I know what we're doing.
that's what I was about to say next. Last time I dropped the ball, and that's why we were a little bit late with this.
You know, I think if we do that, we ought to get bids, you know, because we don't want to go with the highest bid. You know, we want to say, as the attorney said, we want to go with the lowest bids. What I've seen here in the town,
Information only, it's only information.
No, I know, I
Not
understand.
bid.
No, but information is to do things sooner or later.
Right there, she knows all about it.
I'm just saying, information means to get information to do something, right? We're getting information because the project that we're
I'm
thinking about.
gonna educate you guys.
No, I'm gonna educate you. I'm gonna educate you, not him.
Order, order.
Make a motion to call.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Tosh made a motion to adjourn. Vice Mayor seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Meeting over, Mayor?
Somebody-
Is it over?